Hi everyone, welcome to Lola's Frugal Life. This is episode number 310 and this is my weekly meal plan episode. So please stick around for a few quick words from our sponsor and we'll get right into the show. Hello and welcome to this week's meal plan episode. If you're new here, each week on Wednesdays I share what I am making for my family for the upcoming week on my meal plan. The meal plan's just for dinners. I think meal planning is really important just to make life much easier in knowing what's for dinner each night, and it also saves money and wastes less food because you're only buying what you need for the meals you're actually going to cook. My meal plan is just for dinners, and I do rotate my meals on a regular basis, so it's not always new recipes. I try and throw in some new things here and there when I can or when I want to, but I'm more concerned with just having something on the menu so that I can buy groceries and get something cooked for my family each night. So this week's meal plan starts on Saturday, June 11th. So Saturday we're going to be doing brats and grilled chicken. So for the brats, I actually cook them in the air fryer and they come out totally perfect like that, just cooked in the air fryer. And then the chicken I will marinate in McCormick chicken and white vinegar and some olive oil, and then just throw that on the grill. So I don't have recipe links for those two things. I forgot to mention all of the recipes that I mentioned that have like a link to a website can be found on the blog post on my website at lolasfrugallife.com. Each week when the episode comes out, there's a blog post that goes along with it that has all of the recipes and the meal plan for the week, and there's links to any recipes that came from certain sites if you're looking for that specific recipe that I mentioned. So with the brats and the grilled chicken, I'm going to be making tomato mozzarella pasta salad, which is from budgetbites.com. And this is a pasta salad made with bow tie pasta, and it has mozzarella cheese and tomatoes and spinach, and then it's got like a mayo, vinegar, parmesan, and mustard type dressing that you make that goes on it. It's really good for summer and to go like on the side with grilled food. So that will go good with the brats and the grilled chicken. So that's for Saturday. For Sunday, I'm doing a one pot dish this is called one pot creamy pesto chicken, which is from budgetbites.com. That's budget BYTES. I made this a few weeks back, and I made it a couple of times, like kind of pretty close together, and then I had already kind of forgotten about it. So I put it back on the menu. It's a quick, easy one-pot meal, and that is what we will have that night. I'm not really going to make anything else to go with it because it's got the chicken and the pasta, and it's got spinach in it, and so it's kind of everything all in one. For Monday, we are doing hot dogs. We do hot dogs once a month on a Monday. So I just boil them up in water. They do come out good in the air fryer. Sometimes I'll throw them on the grill. But I will be making sorry, I said the wrong thing. I skipped to the wrong day. I will be making air fried potatoes and peppers and onions to go with the hot dogs. So I take potatoes and peppers and onions and I just dice them up and toss them with some olive oil and salt and pepper and cook them in the air fryer until they're at the right consistency. I find that sometimes it does take almost a half an hour to do that. It really just depends on the potatoes. Some potatoes just tend to seem to cook longer than others, even the same type of potato. I don't know if it's just depending on like when it was picked. I don't know. I don't really know why, but some potatoes seem to take longer to cook than others. And then of course also it depends on the size that I cut them, so I'm probably not always very consistent with that. But I'd say anywhere between like 20 minutes to 30 minutes is usually about how long it takes for the potatoes to be done in the air fryer. And what we do with that is we make Italian hot dogs. So we take the hot dogs and we put the air fried potatoes, peppers, and onions on top of it. And that's basically an Italian hot dog. And then I'm just going to be doing a can of vegetarian canned chili. No one in my house is actually a vegetarian anymore, but we just got used to buying the vegetarian canned chili, and it just goes good with this meal. So you can kind of add that to the hot dog if you want to put that and the potatoes, peppers, and onions on. Then it's no longer an Italian hot dog, but whatever. So that is for Monday. For Tuesday, I'm trying a new recipe, which is from reciperunner.com. I actually just started following that Instagram account, and I just think some of her recipes look so good, and a lot of them are just like fresh and like on the healthier side. And I really like following her now on Instagram. So I'm going to try this recipe. It's called green chili chicken and potatoes. So Tuesday we always do some type of Mexican theme for like Taco Tuesday type night. And I thought this would be a great one to try because it's definitely different than what we normally do. But it's kind of like a skillet meal with the chicken and potatoes all kind of cooked up in a pan. So, and it's got, like it's like chicken breast, and then it's got like seasonings like chili powder and diced green chilies and enchilada sauce and cheese and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to give that recipe a try. And like I said, that's from reciperunner.com. For Wednesday, I'm going to be doing fried flounder. We usually always do seafood on Wednesdays. So this week it's fried flounder, and I do not have a recipe for that. I just buy the frozen flounder fillets, and I dip them in egg and breadcrumb, and then just fry them up. And then as a side dish, I'm going to be doing cheesy instant pot rice and vegetables, which is from the saltymarshmallow.com. And this is a really quick, easy instant pot side dish where you basically put rice and mixed vegetables and broth together in the Instant Pot and cook it. And then when it's done, you mix in shredded cheddar cheese. So again, that's got the rice and the vegetables and everything all together. So that's the only side I'm going to be making to go with the flounder for that night. Tuesday is our soup and grilled cheese or breakfast for dinner night, because that's when I go grocery shopping. So I try and keep things really simple. So I am going to be doing a new soup that I just found that had pretty good reviews. Hopefully it's good. And it's called Instant Pot Summer Soup. And it's from pinchofyum.com. It's basically like chicken breast, crushed tomatoes. It's got carrots, and it calls for farro, but it said you can use anything. You could use like pasta or brown rice or whatever you really want for the grain. And it's got chicken broth and zucchini and corn. And it sounded like it'd be a good soup for the summer, so I'm going to give that a try. And then I'm going to make grilled cheese sandwiches on the side to go with that. So that is for Thursday. For Friday, I'm going to be doing penne with broiled chicken, which is something that I just kind of made up one day, and my kids all seem to really like it. All I do is I take some chicken breast and I cut it up in small pieces, toss it with a little olive oil and garlic salt, and then broil it. And then while that's cooking, I make some penne pasta. And then I just mix it in a bowl with some olive oil and some shredded mozzarella, just when the pasta is warm, not when it's still super hot. That way it just kind of, the cheese just kind of partially melts through the pasta. It doesn't like fully melt, so it's kind of still like partially firm but partially melted, and it just tastes really good. And then you mix the broiled chicken in with the penne and the mozzarella and olive oil mixture, and it makes like a really good pasta dish. And then I'm just going to do some frozen vegetables on the side with that, like whatever I happen to have on hand in the freezer. I usually keep some of those like steam fresh type vegetables in the freezer, so I could just grab one and throw it in the microwave. So that is it for this week's meal plan. I hope this was helpful for you in some way. Don't forget, you can always email me with any questions or suggestions at lolasfrugallife@gmail.com. You can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at lolasfrugallife. You can find a blog post for all of my regular episodes and for each of my meal plan episodes on my website at lolasfrugallife.com. You can also join our private listeners group at facebook.com/groups/lolasfrugallife. And if you enjoy the show, please make sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you listen from. And I would really love it if you would screenshot the show and tag me on Instagram so I can see that you're listening. Also, if you can please take a couple of seconds to rate and review the podcast, that would be really awesome. Those ratings and reviews are what help the show get seen by more potential listeners, because it boosts where the show is seen in the listing of these types of podcasts when someone's searching for something like this. So that would be really great if you could do that for me. And that's it for today. So thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have a really awesome day. Today's episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. If there is something interfering with your happiness or preventing you from achieving your goals, BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. You can start communicating in under 48 hours. It's not a crisis line, it's not self-help, it's professional counseling done securely online. There is a broad range of expertise available, which may not be available to you locally. The service is available for clients worldwide. You can log into your account anytime and send a message to your counselor. You'll get timely and thoughtful responses, plus you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions so you won't ever have to sit in an uncomfortable waiting room as with traditional therapy. BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches, so they make it easy and free to change counselors if needed. It's more affordable than traditional offline counseling, and financial aid is available. BetterHelp wants you to start living a happier life today. Visit betterhelp.com/Lola, that's better HELP, and join the over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and Lola's Frugal Life listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/Lola.